So we were, we received a call to the interview at the University of Virginia in 2013, and it was a wonderful opportunity for our family. What allowed Celeste to stay home with Max, and we wanted to have another child. So we, were blessed with the opportunity to come here. So we did, and we really started with some wonderful news that we were going to expect our second child. I think it was the 8th week or the 10th week is where we found, or our doctor found, some inflammation between Hudson's scalp and his neck.
I didn't know how to respond. It seemed so abnormal because we have a very normal, healthy child already. And so that Sunday we went down to the front and we were prayed over from the prayer team. And I remember Melody was there, and it was, I felt so comforted, even though it was a very scary time. And 3 weeks later, I took a test, and 3 weeks later we found out he did not have Down syndrome, but that there was still something wrong. And so we went and saw a specialist, and we found out there was a heart defect. At the end of the community group, the group went around and asked for prayer requests, and it was the first time I had ever been. And of course, my prayer request was for my son Hudson. Even though I was pregnant, I knew that God could still help him. And as soon as I started telling the group about Hudson, I started crying, and they completely embraced us. They prayed over Hudson, they prayed over me, they asked for peace, and then every week after that, how's Hudson doing?
And it seemed like we were never alone. Somebody was always asking, how's Hudson? How are you guys doing? Can we do anything for you? And it was really the point at work, but it was more of God at work.
The community group started the meal train, and they were bringing over food that's way better than Jake was ever going to get from me. And it was well prepared, really thoughtful, comforting. It was really amazing to me is when complete strangers from the point would sign up for a meal and they would bring it over, and we wouldn't know who they were. They would just say, "Hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm coming here to bring you something." It was just really nice, and it speaks volumes of the point and what the point focuses on serving people. And that's totally what happened, is the church was being the church and serving those in need at the time, and it meant a lot to our family. I don't think you see that a lot, we would have physical therapists be at the house, or our home nurse would be at the house, and people would be dropping off food, and she'd be like, "Whoa, what's that? Who's that? Why? And why are they bringing you food?" And I was like, "Oh, well, that's our church," and she was so impressed.
Without the point, without the small group, really helping us through probably one of the darkest times, the darkest time in our lives. It would have been very easy to turn away.
It just meant a lot because in so many different forms there was an outpouring of love.
Gabe and others have always said, you won't really get the full experience of the point until you start joining a small group.
The main thing about the community groups at the point is that you really do get to know everybody, and it starts to feel like family.